All right, so let's begin with your name and your age, please.
Jason Tran. I am 24 years old.
What genre of music did you listen to in high school?
Um, I listened to a lot of music in high school, but I'd have to say the most that I listened to would be like classic rock. A lot of 70s and 80s music because that's what my parents grew up with. That's what my brother and sister grew up with. Even 90s. So around there, I'd say like classic rock.
But specifically in your high school years, which genre of music did you enjoy the most?
What I enjoyed the most, it's hard to say because like I said, I like a lot of music, but I guess rock, rock music, just very general rock music. A lot of it was pop rock because of the Beatles. They really impacted my life. But yeah,
Which artist did you admire the most?
the Beatles. Back in high school, at least, they really a lot of their songs spoke to me and spoke things about the world that I learned from that I didn't know. My dad and I would sometimes listen to the music in a car just like for hours. It was pretty cool. So yeah, I'd have to say the Beatles really changed my life actually. Yeah.
Do you still admire them today?
Of course, I don't listen to them as often, but when I do, I'm always thinking about those memories I shared with my dad and with my other friends. You know, just listening to them. But definitely, I do admire them today.
Other than music, what hobbies do you enjoy?
I mostly play games. I draw. I do some computer stuff. Like when I say computer stuff, I mean fix them, build them, look at parts, do things like that. Programming. I like doing little miniatures, like plastic models and stuff, working with my hands a lot. And one of the biggest things I do is I play airsoft, which is like a sport. Think paintball, but with little plastic BBs instead of paint.
Do your friends enjoy the same hobbies?
Some do, some don't. Most of the time, we kind of chill, hang out, do whatever we want. But generally, we like playing games. We like listening to music. We generally like the same things, and I guess that's what brings us all together. But yeah, and I have a couple friends who play airsoft too, so and indulge in the little miniature hobbies that I do, like building plastic models and stuff.
Back in high school, did your friends enjoy the same kind of music?
I want to say yes. Music brings a lot of people together, and before we can forge a lot of relationships with music. And I don't usually judge people by the music that they like, but it's one of the things where we share in common. So yeah, I think that we do enjoy the same music. Sometimes we listen to the same thing. We go karaokeing and then we all sing together. So yeah, I think so.
So nowadays, would you say that your friends enjoy the same music?
Yeah. Not so much me, I guess. We all like it. We all like the same music that we did back in high school, but I do have different tastes than some people, but generally speaking, I want to say yeah, they do.
What kind of hobbies do your friends enjoy?
Um, I got a friend, super cool friend, who's into aquasculpt landscaping. So aquascaping, that's what it's called, I think. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I share some hobbies with them, some friends. Like I said, I do little models. So I do this thing called Warhammer. I play that with another friend. I do airsoft. I have a buddy for that, and we generally play games either together or just around each other. And so yeah, we do share some hobbies. Some hobbies we don't. But yeah.
How much time would you say that you spend listening to music in a day?
Generally speaking, almost all day as long as I'm awake. So I'm usually awake about, I don't know, maybe 16 hours per day or even more. And whatever I'm doing, homework, coding, building models, tinkering around with stuff, I always have music on, no matter what. Playing the games, I love listening to the music in that too. And I feel like some others might not appreciate it as much as I do, but music's like a big part of my life. So I don't know if I could ever say that I don't listen to music. Maybe sometimes it'll be quiet, but otherwise you'll just find me with headphones on most of the time at school or something.
As a child, how has music impacted you?
A lot. When I was a kid, I didn't really think about it. I didn't have a lot of insight into music, but I remember starting playing violin when I was like in 4th grade, and I stuck with it through high school, and that was really cool. And learning classical music and being able to play that and stuff, I feel like somehow my learning was better. Like, I don't know, there's something linked with, I'm sure there's studies with music and learning and how they correlate with one another, but it really, like I said, it really changed my life. I mean, I remember seeing videos of me as a baby, and I would be just dancing to music. I probably didn't know what it was. It was just sounds, but I'd be dancing around, like kind of just going jiggy with it. So I feel like I said, music's not my whole life, but a lot of my life.
What kinds of music do your parents or guardians listen to?
My parents listen to a lot of traditional Vietnamese music, but in terms of like music that Americans might listen to, or generally the world, they probably listen to a lot of like 80s and 90s rock, pop, because that's when they came over to America from Vietnam. So my dad listens to a lot of hard rock, metal sometimes, like Metallica. My mom likes softer music and a lot of traditional Vietnamese music that's accompanied by acoustics, mainly. Not really like any hard-hitting like percussion or something. Whereas my dad listened to, like I said, Metallica or Scorpions or, just Journey, like a bunch of just 70s and 80s music, I'd say. Yeah.
Do you think it is important for people to have music or some form of art in their lives?
Yes, of course. Music can be seen as expression of the self, and in many ways it can resonate something within us that we might not know exists. I know that a lot of the times I associate music with memories. For instance, when my grandma passed away, we sang "Stand By Me" the day before she passed away, and that's just forever how I'll remember "Stand By Me" personally. But other people, I can't see them not enjoying any form of music. There's always some kind of sounds or something that they will associate with, and that anything you get considered music. I mean, there's a whole piece where I think it's like 5 minutes of just silence, and the piece itself is just the sounds in the auditorium, and that's considered music. So I mean, anything and everything can be considered music, and how can it not be impactful if that's the case?
Nice. Well, thank you for your time.
Oh, yeah, sure.